Have you seen the movie Bird Box? And have you heard about this Bird Box challenge where, you blindfold yourself and try to do something? Well, I admittedly haven't seen the movie, but I figured if other people are talking about this challenge, well, I think I should too. What's up, VIPs? Derek here, back with another video. And again, I haven't seen the movie. I mean, it just doesn't look that interesting to me walking around, and Sandra Bullock's great and all, but the movie just doesn't look that great, so I really wasn't interested in it. But there apparently is this challenge because we need a challenge for everything in life now. Eating Tide Pods wasn't good enough anymore. We had to blindfold ourselves and drive a car. So let me just comment on a couple of things with this. First of all, face slap. Oh, seriously, don't do something that's going to injure yourself or somebody else, all right? If that's the case, if you're watching this, please don't do that. Don't drive a car. You shouldn't drive a car if you're blind. I'm blind. I don't drive a car. There's lots of good reasons for that. Anyway, don't do something that's going to hurt yourself or others. That being said, here's the thing about the Bird Box challenge, or any challenge where you blindfold yourself and try to do something. Sometimes it can have really good intentions, like, hey, I would like you to blindfold yourself and try to make this sandwich, or try to match your clothes, or things like that, just to get an idea of what it's like to be visually impaired. And in that instance, it can be a great educational tool for people who are sighted. It can be a great way to get them to understand a little more about the things that we struggle with, about the things that we face on a regular basis. But the reality is, they can take that blindfold off, and the challenge is over. But we can't take it off, and our, quote, challenge isn't ever over. But I think we're missing the point when it comes to some of these challenges. I think we miss the point because we want somebody to put a blindfold on and do something that is challenging with a blindfold on. Do something that will be hard because you're visually impaired. But the reality is, many of those things aren't really challenges. Once you figure it out, you do it, you repeat it. It's just, boom, boom, boom. You got it, you make a sandwich, you put the thing, you're done. That's not really always the challenge. Now, sure, there are challenging things we have to do as visually impaired people, but the real challenge isn't external. I think the real challenge is internal. I planned a video this week talking about an analogy with music and making notes, and we're all certain notes and it doesn't change. It really went off the rails, so I didn't do it. But the point is, our identity, our internal struggle can almost be worse than that outward struggle that people see, walking around, doing something that is visually challenging, like using a computer or a smartphone. Those things can be overcome. Those things can be made accessible many, many, many different ways. But the internal struggle, that can be hard because we're struggling with identity. We're struggling with wondering what we're going to become and who we are. We're struggling with grief and doubt and fear and sadness and sorrow, lots of things we talk about on the channel. And that's just not a challenge you can recreate by sticking on a blindfold and walking around, or, God forbid, driving a car. So, I just wanted to comment on this because whether you think it's terrible or funny or whatever, the challenge itself isn't so much the thing I think about. It's the times that people take off the blindfold and walk away, and our challenge doesn't end. And again, it's not so much because now we still have to make that sandwich visually impaired. It's because it's the moments where you don't see that are the most challenging. Not that you physically don't see, the moments that people can't see, the moments that you're struggling internally, the moments that you're having grief over the loss of your sight, you're having doubt, you're having fear, those kinds of moments. And a challenge just can't recreate that. So I guess what I'm saying to you is this. Because my channel is about helping people discover life after sight loss, it's not about, helping sighted people understand visually impaired stuff. Although I'm sure there is a side effect of that, and that's great. And if you're watching this and you're sighted and you're learning something, super duper awesome. But because my channel is devoted to people who are losing their sight and the family members thereof, I just want to let you know that with all this sort of press that the Bird Box challenge is getting, remember that we live an everyday challenge. And I don't mean a challenge in the sense that sight loss is challenging every day, it's awful, it's never going to be good, and life sucks. But I mean that every day is a challenge because you have something that you have in front of you. It's sight loss. You now have it. It's part of your life. And what we do with that challenge says a lot about us. And yeah, we're going to have internal struggles. Grief, loss, sadness, sorrow, all that stuff. It's going to happen. It just is. If it hasn't yet, it will, and it'll probably hit you when you least expect it. So maybe I just want to challenge you to think about those things. And when you see those challenges going on, think about the challenges that you face on a regular basis. And more importantly, think about how you're overcoming them. Maybe with relationships, maybe seeing a counselor, maybe you've got O&M training, maybe you went to special training to help you get around your kitchen, or whatever the case is. Think about how not only you're facing the challenges, but you're overcoming them. And I think that's really what this should be about. Not about the Bird Box Challenge and how people are driving a car blindfolded, but about how we're facing our challenges and overcome them on an every single day basis. So this video was a bit rambly and my thoughts just kind of, flowed out a little bit, but my question for you today is what do you think about this Bird Box Challenge? And more importantly, what are some challenges that you're facing and overcoming? I'd love to hear about it, and I know others would as well, so let me know in the comments below. Hey, if you like this video, if you found it helpful, make sure you click that thumbs up button and share it out with somebody that you know. And if you're in the clicking mood and you're new around here, make sure you click that subscribe button and you turn on notifications so you don't miss another single video. Thanks so much for watching wherever you are, and until next time, remember that sight loss isn't the end, it's just the beginning. My name's Derek Daniel from lifeaftersightloss.com, and I'll see you in the next one.